I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with the 3-minute cattle market update for Wednesday, February the 15th, where we saw the market continue to stave off pressure early this week. Most of us thought it would take it down as we were kind of hitting a lull late last week and not going into this week with a whole lot of steam. But you look at your futures market starting out this week, live cattle futures on the April contract. Monday was down 62 cents, but Tuesday up $1.47, and it happened late in the session there. So, and a little confusing as to why it did that, but ended up with Tuesday squaring up at 114 even there. Feeder cattle on the March contract, Monday was down a quarter, Tuesday up $2.17, again late there also, with Tuesday's close squaring up at 124. So we saw discounts still in the board on your most popular contracts, but the prices did square up, and it almost looked like they were chasing a price there. But you look at your weighted average on last week's fat cattle trade on 82,900 head in the 5-area feeding region, which is still running a little bit lower than what we've been used to here in the last several months, but a decent trade on a negotiated basis. Of course, your bulk of your sales were at 120 and 190, but the weighted average on your live steers was 119.75, which was up 99 cents from the previous week. Dressed steers 190.05, up 27 cents. Box beef cutout values are showing a little bit of life early this week. Last week saw some stiff losses, as a week as a whole, and then you're late in the week, it was even worse than what your average trade for the week was. But showing a little bit of life and some gains here, although not a whole lot of movement early this week. But your choice select spread is down to just $1.11. Slaughter so far this week is pretty decent through Tuesday, 226,000 head slaughtered. That's 5,000 more than last week and 23,000 more than the same week a year ago. Your big volume feeder market started out the week mostly steady, except for Oklahoma City. If you look there, they had 8,300 head, and Market News called the feeder steers $1 to $5 higher, which looked very generous. If you look back at last week's report, it looked like most of those cattle were largely steady for the best part. At one instance, almost $5 higher, and that was on some 7-weight cattle that were probably going back out to graze out wheat and were not feeders. If you got into the real weights of feeders and the 8s and light 9 weights, actually looked like they could have been a little bit weaker, but calves are sure higher, and stocker cattle 1 to 5 higher there in Oklahoma City. Joplin at 6,300 head on Monday. Feeders called steady there. Calves $3 to $5 higher. Look at McCook, Nebraska. It was lower on feeder cattle and a bunch higher on calves and stocker cattle. And these guys are really getting wild buying these stockers to turn out, and they're wanting to buy these old croppers before they run out of them and have to buy a soft calf. But these cattle have been really foolproof, these 6 weights that they've been buying for turnout here in the last several weeks. But that's 3 minutes, and we'll talk to you on Friday.